But what's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. So got a couple things done over the weekend. Didn't really film them. Nothing too, I guess, interesting. Just kind of reworking some of these old wires that we had in here. So we got a mess. We got the carpet out, but inside the glove box we have a little fuse panel. So not all of these are being used, but 4 of them are for our little screens down here. We covered these little LEDs towards the beginning of our build years ago. So what I ended up doing is we noticed that when we were cranking the car, these would shut off. So they were only getting power, which would be on accessory, but it wouldn't get it on crank. So I rewired that, so now we can plop in our key and we'll let them fire up. Those are our little gauges. So we have boost, oil pressure, fuel pressure, and transmission temperature. So now if we go ahead and crank it, they stay on. So only reason I did that was, I guess, to keep a close eye on oil pressure. I don't know how much that really matters, but I just think it would be good to have oil pressure. The other big one was
just fuel, knowing that we have fuel.
Oh yeah,
I guess,
fuel pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, batteries relocated in the trunk. This is pretty much ready to go. We have this random wire in here that we were kind of testing with. What the hell is this, Justin?
That's my tampon.
Anyways,
It's been in there for years, dude.
This thing's probably
Yeah, seriously.
so. And then here we have our ECU. So that's the stock ECU. What I'm thinking about doing, and I don't want to backtrack, I'm not going to waste time on it this time around, but since I have to shorten up that harness, the engine bay harness, I might try to replicate what we have onto what would have been the CAN bus harness and give it a shot one more time. You know, just plop in the harness and compare the two different, the standalone harness and that one, and I guess wire it myself and see what happens. All we would have to do is literally swap harnesses, and we can do that like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
So, and then the computer, of course, so we'd have to plop this in and out. So that's why I haven't fastened it yet. That would be the last piece down here, and then obviously the panels and stuff, and then we should be good to go.
And
but,
the seat, obviously.
Yeah, and the seat. Or we can just keep it like that.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Just get a little pad back here, a little memory foam pad.
Yeah, the seat belt will help you for sure in a car crash.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But. Alrighty, so for today's video, we realized that we need a dust shield for our transmission. So it didn't come with one, and here's a poor man's dust shield. So what we're gonna do is use this piece of cardboard, trace it as best as we can, see if we can knock this out fairly quick, save 50 bucks. And then also, the other thing too that we have on our list would be the inspection hole on the transmission. So 2 simple pieces of sheet metal that I think we can knock out. Justin brought up this galvanized piece of steel. So we'll be using that. Let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so this is what we got going on. Justin's under the car right now. So there's what I guess the transmission looks like at the moment. So as you guys can see, the entire flywheel is exposed, or at least half of it. So that's what we're gonna work on covering up. So here's our stencil. This probably took like 15 minutes, if that. It really wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
And now all we have to do is trace it on a piece of sheet metal. This should be more than plenty. And then we'll go ahead and hit it with a grinder. I think that's probably gonna be the hardest part, just around some of these curves and edges. What I ended up doing realized we don't have dowels, but I think we'd probably just use some washers, and I think we should be okay.
Yeah.
It's just a dust cover.
Yeah.
And so I used the back of the marker and just kind of like pressed around it to create some sort of outline here so I could see where the bolt holes are. So there's one here, and then one up here that I forgot to mark. But we can do that once these 2 are marked, and then we can go from there, right? Yep.
quadruplets you ordered, sir. Straight out of Harbor Freight.
Hopefully, we'll run with this small one, and then we'll try to run this bitch, right?
Yeah. The little tree, Christmas tree.
Yep. Here it is, guys. Came out pretty dang good. Better than I expected it to be, especially with using the grinder. And then we just hit it with a, what's it called, flapper disc?
Yeah, flapper disc.
Yeah, just hit it with flapper disc a little bit, just to get rid of the sharp edges, and it's good to go. So I think let's go in for our test fit, and then if everything lines up, let's find some bolts, maybe some nuts on there, and then that'll pretty much be a wrap for this piece. That is like spot on. I think we just need the bolts, and I don't know. Justin and I were talking. I don't know if it's gonna rattle. I guess to prevent it from rattling, I almost wonder if we should use, like Justin said, silicone. I don't know.
I think a little dab in the corners would be fine, but...
Should we just try something? I mean, that's sealed up. That did the trick.
Man, that came out pretty solid, not gonna lie.
What do you guys think? I think it came out pretty dang good. We've been on a roll lately.
Hopefully, this carries through with the exhaust. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
We just kind of spun that thing together with a grinder.
For a grinder job, I think it's really nice.
So yeah, guys, it's a bit of a tight squeeze down there. So hopefully, seems like Justin got a good shot or a decent shot. And just to give you guys an idea of what that plate looks like. We are gonna be wrapping up the video here soon, so I do wanna talk about some exhaust parts that we got. So we finally started getting some of our materials to start building our exhaust. I do have one more order on the way, but just wanted to walk through some of the stuff with you guys and see what we got. So we ordered some, I think we covered this lightly in the other video, so, or did we not?
I don't think so. I can't remember. We talked about getting the
Like
ordering.
Or maybe we should the boxes.
Yeah,
But,
I don't
so
know.
we have our mufflers, our resonators. Justin's a little terrified that the car's gonna be a little too loud, so hopefully these will help a little bit. I don't think that they'll help so much, but
I'll reduce like 2
it's just give them a
decibels.
peace of mind. So,
Yeah,
so I think what we'll do here is, I don't know, I guess we'll work through it because I'm just taking guesses at this point.
yeah. I'm not sure.
So yeah, so we got 2 of these, 1 for each side, obviously. So there's that. And then, start over here, this one's somewhat of the boring one. And then we ordered a kit that has a bunch of different bends and just different styles for 3-inch piping. So this is just all stainless. Everything that we got is stainless. This is just, again, 3-inch piping. It is stretched here so that we can slide some of these pieces on and off, but we're gonna be welding pretty much everything. So I think it'll be easier because it's stainless steel. We've welded aluminum, and that was our first time ever welding, and that was eventful to say the least. But I definitely think that, fingers crossed, this is gonna come out good.
I think
You
it
know,
will.
I think the only thing that I'm concerned about, and that's what I guess I mentioned it to you the other day, is like purging. So I just saw some videos that I guess the weld comes out cleaner and it doesn't oxidize as quick on the inside. I don't know if that matters or not. I guess if it does, then we'll address it later on.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we're probably not gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and weld these. We won't be purging them. So we got some 45s, some 90s, straights, and your, what would these be, 180s?
Yeah, I guess.
And yeah, so then for the last box, out of the way. So we have a sample piece that would be oval 3-inch and just to, I guess, get some good ground clearance on the bottom of the car. Since we now have our bigger transmission, it gets a little bit tighter to get through there, and I think this will allow us to clear that path. We do have another one of these coming on the way. And then we got our V-bands, our flanges, and And then we have these little adapters. Do we have one open? We got our oval to standard 3-inch circle exhaust. And I think that is pretty much it. So the last piece, something minor, which would be right here. We have our O2 sensors. Both O2s and some bungs to get those welded and installed. But yeah, I think that'll be a wrap. We're gonna go ahead and get started on this for the next video. So please subscribe, stay tuned. Hope you guys are liking the content, and we'll catch you guys soon.